Well, hey, we're back. Made it back from vacation. It was definitely an experience, and not for what you would think. So, we went down to Disney during a hurricane. So we were like driving down there, and we left a little bit early because Chastity had bought some tickets for this Mickey Mouse Christmas party thing. So we surprised the kids, and we actually went down early. And so we're on the way down there, and my brother and sister-in-law were already there. We went with them. And she calls Chastity, and she's like, hey, there's a tropical storm on the way. So we ended up having to change all of our plans and stuff, and we ended up only spending one full day in Disney, and half of that day was spent in the rain. It was still fun. The kids had a great time, but we were able to move our vacation to end of April, so we'll be able to go down there again. But so we drove 6 hours back up here, and actually past our house, and went and spent time in Charlotte with some friends up there, and just enjoyed a little vacation up in Charlotte. So that was our Disney experience for right now. But while we were gone, we were still gone a whole week. And while we were gone, there's been some pretty cool stuff happen on the homestead. First off, Wade's garden. Let's look at this thing. It's just, look at it. Like, it's doing so great. All our garlic, his corn. We did thin the corn out just a little bit. He's like, yeah, I planted a bean. Look, a little bean popped up. And our carrots. So he just told me to. I was like, wait, look, there's a bean over here too. Well, he's like, yeah, I planted beans over here. Of course you did, dude. Of course you did. And then there's other things sprouting too from earlier, seeds and everything being dropped in it, because it was decently warm this past week. And I think there's another bean over there. We planted beans everywhere. So we got some beans planted, and his garden is doing awesome. My garden is doing great as well. It's cool to come back and just see the growth. So far, everything is looking good. Our Brussels over here, these are looking real nice. And then there's the bean. Oh God, there's 3 beans. Oh Lord. Wade, how many beans did you plant, man? Bean. 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 And it's from these beans. So, oh man, look. Bean. 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 Wade, where you at? How many beans did you plant, my dude?
2.
That's a lie. How many beans? Bubby, you've got 1 bean plant in your garden. You've got another one right here. Another one against the house. You got these over here, look. Bean, bean,
another bean,
bean, another bean. You silly.
I'm assuming that's a bean.
Yep, that's a bean.
Bean.
Wait, are you going to take care of all these beans?
Oh, I can do it.
You can do it. All right, cool. So, apparently we're going to have beans growing too. We'll see how long they last. One unfortunate thing happened, though, while we were gone. Thor is now by himself. We got home, and Cujo was just dead. I have no clue what happened. My mom said, but she checked on him yesterday evening. He was fine. And then when we got home, he was not. So, unfortunately, no more Cujo. But while we were gone, my father, who was taking care of the farm, texted me. He's like, hey, what am I supposed to do with these silky eggs? So we did have 2 silky eggs from our little duo right here. I don't think they're not. I'm not going to incubate these because I'm pretty sure they're not fertile. I haven't really seen him doing anything, but it's good that she is laying again. And I kind of upgraded her little nesting box. I took this little bin and put the bucket in there. That way it holds the straw in a little bit better, and it makes her feel safer. Smile? You smile? You smile? So all other things on the homestead are doing great. Goats are good. Got our goats, Honey and Okie. All our chickens are good. I haven't looked. Let's go look and see if they've laid any eggs. I don't know if they've checked today. Get down, down, down. Good, good. Oh my God, you just hit me in the knee, big head. That's my boy. That's my boy. That's my girl. Look at you, George. I missed you, dear. I did. I sure did. I sure did. So let's go see if these freeloaders are still freeloading or what the dealio is. It is chilly today. It was warm all week, and then once that hurricane came through, it just pushed a cold front, which, I mean, it's fine. It's that time of year. See, as of right now, they're still freeloading, but 'tis to be expected because of the cold weather. Again, the shift. I do need to get that cypress mulch has set long enough, so I'm going to start bringing some down here slowly and filling up in there. That way, during the winter time, they'll have good bedding in there, a good mulch layer, and they'll poop on it. And then springtime, I can recycle it, try to compost it, whatnot. And yeah, that way they'll be nice and warm. Nice and warm. I missed my farm. I miss being here. It was nice to get away, but it definitely makes you appreciate everything you got here. So I look forward to things we got going on, things coming up. I'm glad everything else is doing well and we didn't lose any more stuff. Another thing that's changed is I got a new job. And I start tomorrow. The first day's tomorrow. So I've got to get our meat processed that's been sitting in a cooler here. So let's jump up there and do that. All right, it's butchering time. Not really. I'm going to butcher all that deer. I know I said if I'm feeling better, like mentally, if I'm in a better headspace, that I'll show you how I process meat. Right now, I will show you how I prepare my back strap, because I think I'm going to cook this tonight because we didn't get anything else thought out. I don't feel like buying. We've spent enough money on vacation, and I don't feel like buying any dinner tonight, especially when we have meat. So let's go over this. I actually cut the tenderloin short, and so you will no longer see this beautiful face. You'll see the meat. All right, so you got your back strap. First thing we're going to do, you see this silver part right here? We're going to get that off. Now remember, I'm not an expert, so yeah, I don't have like the best cutting technique and stuff like that. So yeah, I do lose a little bit of meat when I am cutting this silver off. But I do my best to not lose some. But sometimes it's inevitable.
I am inevitable.
So there, super simple. I just kind of just trim up the sides too. And like the pieces that I use to trim the sides up, I'll just set to the side and grind it up with my sausage. Sorry about that, but now, that's pretty much the extent of what I do on a back strap, is work on getting just this little silver skin off, all that off, and just kind of trimming it up, making it pretty easy to work with. Now what I do, see how long it is? I do cut it. because this piece right here, it gets narrow. If I cooked all this together, this is gonna get done a lot quicker than up here. So I cut it in half of this so that I can cook this at a different length of time than I do this thicker one. I also use a thicker one too when I'm doing my Wellingtons, and then I'll usually just throw the skinnier piece on the grill and cook it relatively quick, like not at a high heat, but I'll cook it to a good medium temperature, and that way we'll snack on it while the Wellington and everything is cooking. Now we're not doing a Wellington tonight because I don't have I don't have the puff pastry and stuff. I'm just gonna grill this. I'm gonna grill both of them. So with a deer, of course, you got 2 back straps. I'm going to package this one up because I also wanted to show you one of my most favoriteest tools that we have now in our shop. So this is the Avid Armor Ultra Series USV 32. And it is a chamber sealer. So it's not a vacuum sealer. It works a lot different. Instead of sucking the air out, it actually creates pressure in the chamber. I've actually had this, and then I got in contact with them, and they did give me a code. It's WBH10 for 10% off, and there will be a link in the description. Again, it's Avid Armor Ultra Series, but they have so much cool stuff. They got the chamber vacs and the vacuum sealers and other stuff like that. It's sealed in the package. It double seals the edge. I'm telling you, this thing is a game changer. One, we got a little bit bigger one because, of course, we do more meat. Our little Food Saver vacuum sealer was not working the greatest. With keeping up, you had to let it cool off, and it just took forever to seal. So we got this. The cool thing about a chamber vacuum is the fact that you can do liquids, soups, my hash. I sealed my hash in these same bags in this because it doesn't suck the air out. It creates a vacuum in here that shuts it down. Well, what's going on? It's Editing Jesse at your service, which is different because I'm still in the same spot as the video you're watching, but there's a reason. So when I talked about the Avid Armor chamber sealer, I just sealed that back strap, but today it was rainy. So Chastity decided to make some soup. So I wanted to demonstrate just how good this thing is at sealing liquids in your bags. So as you can tell, it is pretty liquidy. Now watch this. Can lay it flat just like this. And I got soup in the freezer. So now back to your originally planned broadcast. Okay, for today's dinner, in preparation, we first took the back straps out of the deer. So you saw me cut them. And what I did is I brought them down here to the house, put them in a Ziploc bag, and now I took about a tablespoon of minced garlic, olive oil, and then I don't really measure. I just do red wine, and then I did some parsley, and then and I let that soak, and it took me, I let it soak for probably about 3 hours. I guess marinade, soak in the juices and stuff. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I put it in the refrigerator. Now I just pulled it out so it become room temperature, and I started the grill up. And when I put it on the grill, I will lightly sprinkle the Kinder's steak blend on there. And I'll cook it at about almost about 300 degrees. 300, 325. It's going to fluctuate. You know that with my grill. If not, then you know. Now you know. The grill fluctuates in heat because it's a pellet grill. It's a Traeger. I've had it for a while. I need to upgrade. So whenever y'all want to send me one my way, I'm down for it. Bigger, preferably. So that's the plan. So right now it's becoming it's warm, not warming up. It's becoming room temperature. That will allow the meat to absorb some more of those juices and be ready to cook. So one thing that I forgot to mention was when I put the back strap on there, first off I lay it diagonal on the grates. Not sure why. I just always have. But I don't flip it. I don't rotate it. I leave it on like that the whole time it cooks. I did set the temperature to about 350, so it's going to cook a little bit quicker, and it's not bad, but it'll just get done sooner. Which we got Yellowstone season 5 tonight, so definitely want to see that. And so yeah, 350. It'll probably be about an hour. I'm gonna cook it to internal temperature, probably about 350. I like my stuff about medium, so that should be pretty good. So yeah, carry on. Now the last thing to do is enjoy. So we appreciate you hanging out with us today. Catch you in the next one.